Hey everyone, welcome back. Now today I bring you a special video which I didn't think I would ever do a video about, and that is the recent announcement of a brand new Monkey Island game. I'm so excited about this. If you don't know the Monkey Island games, these were first started in 1990 and 1991, and it's basically a point and click game on the PC, and there's been several games over the years, and there hasn't been anything for a while. I think the last thing was in 2009, but this is so exciting for me because it takes me back to my childhood. I played the first game, The Secret of Monkey Island, in 1990 when it first released, and it was my first proper game on the PC, so I'm really excited about this. But before we get into the detail of Monkey Island, let's take a quick look at the reveal trailer that was released the other week.
Gilbert told me he'd never make another Monkey Island unless...
So yes, not much to it. It's just a teaser reveal trailer basically. But they kept this quiet for 2 years. Nobody knew that they were working on it. So well done to them for keeping such a thing secret, like particularly in this day and age. So basically, the history of Monkey Island involves 5 games. And this is spread over like 20 years or something. Pretty much since 1990, starting with the first 2 games, The Secret of Monkey Island and then Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge. And they released in 1990 and 1991, and they were very retro graphics, basically just point and click games. So you're basically just moving your character around most of the time, sort of left to right, and you're interacting with things. It wasn't 3D or anything like that. Both of these were created by 2 guys called Ron Gilbert and Dave Grossman, and they were only involved in the first 2 games. But I absolutely fell in love with it straight away. And one of the things that I loved about it was actually the graphics. And we are talking 1990s here. So you should be able to see on the screen right now what the gameplay looked like in the original version. Very basic, but in 1990 it was really something special. And there's just something about the retro style that I still love to this day and age. But I do kind of put it down to a bit of my nostalgia in my old age. So moving on to the third game, this one was The Curse of Monkey Island. And this wasn't produced by Ron Gilbert or Dave Grossman. It was a different team. So this team didn't actually have the sort of knowledge of what the other 2 guys had about Monkey Island and where they wanted to actually take it. So they had the knowledge of what happened in the original games, but they had to create their own story from it. So it didn't really follow on from the first 2 games like it would have if you had had the original creators involved. And of course, this was in 1997, so the graphics got upgraded and it was a bit more 3D like. It wasn't so retro. Then there was Escape from Monkey Island. So this was the 4th game. This was released in the year 2000. And once again, it was produced by another different team. So not even the same guys that were involved in Curse of Monkey Island. So once again, another story, not knowing what Rob or Dave had in mind for the original Monkey Island games. Then there was another release in 2009. So we're getting closer now. This wasn't a new game, but the original Monkey Island games, 1 and 2, were released as a remastered edition, and this updated the game so that it had much newer graphics, similar to the Curse of Monkey Island and Escape from Monkey Island. And what the guys actually did with the remastered edition was they actually put in an Easter egg into the game, and this was in the settings. You were able to revert the settings back to the retro version of the 1990 style, and actually play the original 2 games in the form that they were when they were first released, which was fantastic and such a brilliant idea for them to do. Then also in 2009, again, there was a Telltale's game released, which was a narrated edition called Tales of Monkey Island. So if you know Telltale games and the way that they produce games, then this was a very different style of the game, but it did bring back some life to the franchise, and so definitely was something worth playing and getting involved with. So then 12 more years later, and we're here in 2022, and something happened that I just didn't think anybody expected. I certainly didn't expect it, and that is the announcement of the return to Monkey Island. I'm so excited about this, and one of the best bits about this is that both Ron Gilbert and Dave Grossman are involved in Return to Monkey Island. The original creators, the guys that knew what Monkey Island was truly about, are back, and this is fantastic news. And what's even better is that this Return to Monkey Island is actually a sequel to the first 2 games, not the 3rd or the 4th game. So hopefully this is going to continue the story from the first games, and this is really fantastic news, because any average Monkey Island fan will recall the end of Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge left a bombshell twist in the story, and this was never resolved, never answered. There was never any closure to it. So hopefully this new game will provide that closure, but I'll have to wait and see. So I'm not actually going to say in this video what happened at the end of LeChuck's Revenge. There's not going to be any spoilers here. You've got to play it yourself if you want to find out and become a Monkey Island fan. Do it. Do it. So you'll be able to tell I am way too excited about this. I just can't believe there's another Monkey Island game. I could talk all day about it constantly and I wouldn't get tired. So I'm really excited about it. It takes me back to my childhood. And I'm really hoping that they'll bring some stuff back from the originals. So I'm really hoping they bring back the iconic insult sword fighting. If you're not familiar with what the insult sword fighting was, I've put some on the screen now so you can see some that basically it was a form of sword fighting. So basically Guybrush Threepwood, which is the mighty pirate that you're playing in the game, has to learn sword fighting, and he goes up against opponents where you basically trade insults with each other, and if you get the response right you get an advantage, and if you lose you step back, and you have to get a certain number of insults right in a row to beat your opponent. And it was so good. It took me quite a while when I was originally playing it to remember which response went with which insult, etc., until I got it right. But it was such a good way of doing it rather than just your normal sword fighting. I'm also hoping they'll return some of the original characters. So like the trailer doesn't really give much away, but they're obviously going to have Guybrush Threepwood, Elaine Marley, the governor of Melee Island, hopefully, and Ghost Pirate LeChuck. Presumably they'll have all 3 of those in, but I'm hoping they'll bring back some others like Herman Toothrot, Otis, and Stan as well. I mean, who can forget Stan's outlandish suits and crazy hand gestures? Hopefully they'll bring back some of these guys. One thing I noticed from the announcement trailer is that it shows Murray. Now, Murray is the demonic skullhead. Now, it's quite interesting because Murray didn't actually appear in the games until The Curse of Monkey Island, which was the 3rd game. And this wasn't produced by Ron Gilbert or Dave Grossman. So it's possible that they're going to bring other characters from maybe the 3rd and 4th games to make appearances in this, even though they're not based on the original storyline. So I find that quite interesting. So yeah, there's not really much given away by the trailer, but it is really exciting. They have said it is slated for a 2022 release. No exact dates have been given yet, so it could be any time up until the end of the year. But the positive news is that they've secretly been developing this game for the last 2 years. They've actually kept that secret. So hopefully, with 2 years already into development, it's well on course for release. But once it's here, I will be doing videos on it. And I can't wait to create content on it. I really hope you guys are going to enjoy it. But let me know in the comments below if you've ever played the original Monkey Island games in the 1990s like me. or whether you've played them in the more recent versions. But that's all I have at the moment on Return to the Monkey Island. I'm really excited, but thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.